The moment Chen Yang finished speaking, he pulled out his phone from his pocket. Then he made an apologetic hand gesture to everyone. He took a call, walking out of the private party room. Not long after, he returned hand in hand with a woman in a light yellow dress. Qiao Hao and Chen Yang weren't close, so she wasn't very interested in his girlfriend. She lowered her head and refreshed her Weibo. The female celebrity sitting next to her complimented the girlfriend to the person sitting next to her in a low voice. Chen Yang's girlfriend is so pretty. Out of pure curiosity, Qiao Hao raised her head to sneak a glance, and her whole body suddenly froze. It looked like Lu Jinian was sitting with a cold expression, looking at his phone, but in reality, he was paying attention to Qiao Hao next to him. Soon, he realized that the woman beside him had stiffened. He tilted his head and first looked at her, then traced her line of sight. He discreetly glanced over to see that the person Chen Yang held in his hands was a bright-eyed, smiling Qiao Xie. His eyebrows twitched slightly, and as though it was none of his concern, Lu Jinian callously lowered his head and continued to look at his phone. Chen Yang bent over to grab 2 glasses of wine and handed one to Qiao Xie. With his own glass in his hand, he reached out to grab Qiao Xie's shoulder. In front of everyone in the party room, he smiled generously and introduced her. "This is the person I was just saying we were waiting on. My girlfriend, Qiao Xie." When Qiao Hao saw Qiao Xie, her mind was blown. Now, after hearing Chen Yang's introduction, she was completely confused. Not long ago, Qiao Xie was infatuated with Lu Jinian. She thought that he would become her boyfriend. How come, in the blink of an eye, she got together with Chen Yang? There was only one character difference between Qiao Xie and Qiao Hao. In an instant, someone asked her, "Xiao Qiao? Chen Yang's girlfriend only has one character different from yours. She wouldn't happen to perhaps be your older or younger sister, would she?" Qiao Hao didn't have time to reply, since Qiao Xie, clutching a glass of wine, elegantly tilted her head and said, "And how is my cousin?" The person who just asked couldn't help but joke, "Shit. So it's really TM. What a coincidence. Chen Yang, you're actually dating one of our crew's relative." Even if Qiao Hao had her doubts at the bottom of her heart, she wasn't stupid enough to go and ask Qiao Xie about what exactly had happened between her and Chen Yang. And so, when Qiao Xie finished explaining their relationship and sat down in her place, Qiao Hao looked up at her and called out, "Big sis." Qiao Xie turned to Qiao Hao and gave her a warm smile. Her eyes swept over Lu Jinian, who sat beside her as though he was a stranger, pausing only slightly. Moments later though, her face brightened up with a smile, and her line of sight jumped elsewhere.